And welcome in, everyone. This is going to be pretty incredible tonight. We get to witness a rematch that I think is going to be pretty historic and exciting. And there's just a lot of things about this that I think are going to be pretty fantastic. We got a new setup here. I'm actually standing in my studio. I kind of have it set up like they do in the press boxes where you're standing, you got the mic in front of you, can have the camera in front of you. Usually they're not on camera, but unfortunately, we can't show the game here. I understand why. Corporations have to make their money. They negotiated the deals. I get to watch, and I'm going to translate to you what's going on with a live ESPN scoreboard in front of you, and it's going to be a blast. It's going to be really fun. And kickoff is in just over 2 minutes. I think I have the Skycast view. Let me just double check and make sure that I do. Yeah, the nice thing about the new setup I have this year is I can do this pretty easily. I don't know why they're showing all the statistics. But maybe I can look at the college football playoff to see exactly what's going on. Let me see. We have picked Oklahoma, by the way, to win. Just wanted to make sure everyone was clear about that. I'm pretty sure somewhere they posted where you could find the... Gosh. Maybe I'm a moron, but I'm pretty sure you could find where to watch on the Skycast. I think I have the Skycast. I think I do. But whatever. So yeah, make sure everyone to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the notification bell. Do all those things, and this game's about to kick off. Got 9th ranked Alabama 10-3, 8th ranked Oklahoma 10-2. Oklahoma won the last matchup 23-21 by winning the turnover battle, and Alabama outgained them by about 200 yards in Bryant-Denny Stadium, but it didn't really matter, did it? It did not. Yeah, this game's about to kick off. When is it going to go to the whole Skycam view? Or is this the Skycam view? Well, kickoff is here. Ah, now I found the Skycast. Okay, cool. Now we're all set. All right. Rules are only commenting about the game while it's happening. And then during the breaks, sometimes I'll grab a drink of water, sometimes I'll do other things, but mostly I'll be talking with you all about the game. So, Oklahoma received the kickoff. Alabama, I think, won the toss and elected to defer. Oklahoma's going to start normal field position at their own 25. John Mateer is starting as their quarterback, obviously. They got Kanak in there. Looks like he's going to be a blocker. It's going to be a play-action pass. Mateer steps back. He has time, but he has to navigate and is ultimately going to be sacked by Alabama's number 2, Zabian Brown. It was a loss of about a half a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11. The over-under for this game was 39.5 closing at kickoff. A lot of sharps and professional bettors expected this game to be pretty low scoring. We did here on College Football with Sam. We picked Oklahoma to win because we think their defense is better and their special teams is better and that both offenses are pretty broken. But this is, in truth, a toss-up. It's going to be a handoff to number 6 for Oklahoma. He gets about 5 yards, number 6 being Torrey Blaylock, the true freshman running back. It'll be third medium. It'll be a workable 3rd down, 3rd and 6. They spot the ball at the 29-yard line. 14 minutes on the clock. Oh, good. It's working. Y'all can see what's happening on there. It's instantly refreshing. Happy that works. It didn't work in some prior streams we did last year, but glad to see that here it's working. Mateer takes the ball. Alabama solely brings 4. They do stunt, and it's caught. Yup, picked up, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Sooners. It was a beautiful throw by Mateer to Deion Burks, who transferred in from Purdue a year ago. Oh, yeah, and he got down. He got down there. That's a catch. It was a really good catch by Burks. Made a name for himself at Purdue, got hurt at Oklahoma last year, didn't see the field that much. He exploded in the Michigan game, has been kind of quiet outside of that, but, nice catch there. He's a good receiver. Satania is usually their receiver 1, so they have an underrated receiver core. They're going to hand it off to Blaylock. They actually get pretty good blocking there. I think that's a gain of 7, gain of 8 there. It was just, zone, right side. They got good blocking and good push there. Really loved the push of Simmons, right tackle, and 70 right guard. Mateer's looking. Alabama only sends 3. He's going to take off and dive to get past the 50, but he seems to have lost the ball, but barely regained it. He regained control of that, guys. Stop it. I think he fumbled or he was down, but it was in between the guys, like crack, literally, the Alabama defenders, and Mateer just reaches over, grabs it, nope, the ball's mine. 3rd and 2, so he actually didn't gain all that much. It's another critical 3rd down here. If Oklahoma can go down the field and put 7 on the board at home, I have a very hard time seeing anyone score multiple touchdowns here. So points to make a statement on the opening drive will be very valuable. Mateer's in the backfield by himself. It's going to be quarterback power. He's going to get it pretty easily. I would imagine they're going to run him into the turf tonight, and they should. The winner of this game plays Indiana in the Rose Bowl. Could any of them beat Indiana? Yes, but a win here, is going to be all the more critical. A loss here will really take momentum out of Alabama in particular. For Oklahoma, you're riding the dream. I don't think any Oklahoma fan really expected to be here this year, and yet they are. And they've played very well, and Venables has done a phenomenal job. It is a play-action pass. He's going to throw it deep, and it is batted down again by Zabian Brown. The Alabama corner has already made 2 key plays today. He was targeting on that pass. I think it was it Satania? I think it was Satania for Oklahoma. Second and 10. From the Alabama 44, 11-17 left in the game. Blaylock motioned out to the left. Now he's on Mateer's right. Looks like this is going to be a run. It will be, and he gets stopped right at the line to gain. It's going to be 3rd and 10. That was Simmons in for Alabama, number 90. London Simmons, a true freshman at nose tackle. Oklahoma going a bit no huddle here. They have Blaylock in the backfield. It's an interesting play design. I don't know what they're quite doing yet, but Mateer kind of has half the team huddled. They're going to send out Kanak and Satania to his right. Blaylock is to his right. Alabama does get some pressure there, and Blaylock tripped. Him and Mateer didn't communicate properly. It looked like it was going to be an angle route for Blaylock, and he overthrew him. So it's going to be 4th and 10, and Oklahoma will have to send out the punting unit. just a miscommunication there. And with Oklahoma, they don't have the offense to operate behind the chains there. They don't. They're not good enough on the offensive line. Mateer's not a good enough quarterback. They have some nice receivers like Hanak, Satania, and Burks, but that's really what their offense is. It's very limited, not very deep. The strength is their defense. Oklahoma's going to punt it away, and it looks like it is fielded around the 10. So now we'll get to see the Alabama offense. That drive for Oklahoma took 4 minutes and 30 seconds of possession. What I liked from the Sooners there was their ability to protect Mateer, to have a limited type of rushing offense, and for Mateer to show that he actually has a competent arm, because we've seen some games where he doesn't really have that good of an arm. Exactly. Okay, yeah, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully we get more viewers in here, but if not, is what it is. Thumbnail hasn't been updated. Oh, yeah. Okay, that would explain why people have not. That would explain some things. So, thank you. My bad. That's a bit of a whiff there on my end. But we're live. Got that thumbnail in. Thanks for letting me know that I didn't change it. But, yeah, that drive was 31 yards, 4 minutes and 30 seconds of possession, 2 first downs, 2 of 3 on third down. This is an offense that, if they are going to move the ball, is going to be very methodical. They're going to chew clock. They're going to try and make sure their defense gets rested. But, man, Zabian Brown is... he is such a phenomenal corner. Alabama's secondary with Zabian Brown, Keon Sabb, Bray Hubbard, Dijon Lee Jr., and Red Morgan. And then you got Deshaun Jones, Damani Jackson, Xavier Mincy. You have some depth there too. It's probably the best secondary in college football. And while Oklahoma's defense is a top 5 defense for sure, and a top 5 rushing defense, Alabama's secondary with the gauntlet they've played is a very, very impressive unit. They actually allow only 1/100th yard per drop back more than Oklahoma does, and Alabama has faced far tougher passing offenses and than Oklahoma has. Alabama's played Georgia, they have played Tennessee, they have played Vanderbilt, they have played LSU. That was pre Garrett Nussmeier being hurt. Oklahoma, this or Ole Miss is the best passing offense they've played all season long. So Alabama's the football at their own 12. And the problem with this Oklahoma defense is they only allow 3.46 yards per carry. Alabama can't run the football. If they're going to move, they are going to have to move through the air. They are going to try to run the ball initially, and they only get 2 yards, just to prove my point. Oklahoma wasn't even really stacking the box there, it didn't look like. And Alabama got some initial push. Didn't matter. In fact, they only spotted it about a yard. They only gave him a yard. So it's 2nd and 9. Already behind the chains. Ty Simpson has had about a 1-to-1 TDINT ratio since the month of November began. And Oklahoma's defense is vicious at getting turnovers. Vicious. It's crazy what they're able to do. And Venable, look, they're not even stacking the box. They have 5 people in the box because they do not trust Alabama's ability to run. And Simpson just completed a pass to Isaiah Horton on the left side, and Oklahoma's defender was nearly there to get the interception. This defense is fast. They are vicious. Looks like Simpson got a handoff that he wasn't expecting there, but it's 3rd and 5. They can't run. Oklahoma's going to send kind of a unique pressure look. Maybe it's a sim, but they're either going to they might send 5, they might send 4, maybe they send 3. They can probably get home. They're going to send all 5. They're going to stunt, and it's an incomplete pass. They rule it incomplete, nearly picked off. For Oklahoma, that was Cortland Gilroy, the true freshman corner on defense. Let's see if he actually caught it, or if it bounced off the ground. I I can't exactly tell. I cannot tell from that, like, bad angle. I can't. But if they ruled it incomplete, I trust them. They're there. I'm not. Let's see if Oklahoma can block this. Their special teams is far better than Alabama's. Alabama gave up a blocked punt against Georgia that was really bad. Oh, that's kind of a crappy punt. That was downed at the Oklahoma 41. So Oklahoma gets really nice field position, and they force a 3-and-out there. That was a really nice defensive series where any yards they gave up was because Alabama's getting the football out quickly. And for 2 plays there, the Oklahoma defensive back was right there where the ball was. Great discipline, like keeping their eyes on the football, and they trust that defensive line too. They're not stacking the box. They're saying we can stop your rushing attack with 4, and we'll try to stop your passing attack with 7. And that is how you defeat Alabama. That is how you defeat Alabama. So again, for those of you joining in here, because after I changed the thumbnail, I was a moron for not changing it earlier. We have people pouring in. Please like, subscribe. For context, we did pick Oklahoma here to win and to cover on College Football with Sam. We love their defense. We love their special teams. And we love parts of their offense as well. So we love their tackles, Derek Simmons and Michael Fasusi. We like their receivers. I've loved Jaron Kanak ever since I watched him play against Michigan, converted linebacker to tight end. Been pretty effective. And this Oklahoma defense, when you allow negative 0.25 EPA per play, when your success rate allowed is 32%, which is number 1 in America, only behind James Madison. And when I say number 1 in America, I mainly talk about the Power 4, because that's who we cover here on College Football with Sam. Before the transfer portal era, I probably would have covered the G5 too. But now that the G5 is basically a feeder league to the Power 4, a development league, I only cover them when I have to. So we're not really going to, all due respect to James Madison, we're not going to really count them there. 32% success rate allowed is insanity. That means a little over 2 of every 3 of your opponent's plays does not gain enough yardage to be considered successful. So a successful play is 5 yards on 1st and 10, or 50% of the yardage on 1st down, 60% of the yardage needed on 2nd down, and 100% needed yardage on 3rd and 4th down. By needed yardage, I mean you gain that percent of needed yardage on your play on that down, and that's what constitutes a successful play. Oklahoma's really good at not just bending and then not breaking. They're good at just getting you off the field pretty quickly, and their havoc rate generated is an 18.9%, which means on nearly 1 of every 5 plays their opponent runs, they get a TFL, a pass defended, an interception, a sack, or a forced fumble. It's really wild stuff. Really wild stuff if you think about it, what Oklahoma's been able to do defensively. Offensively, they're not quite as successful. The offense is on the field right now. It's one of the least productive offenses in all football. It's outside the top 110 in EPA per play. They're not really good at anything. Really, they're not. What Oklahoma is to me is they're kind of like Iowa if they took steroids for a cycle or 2. They're going to do a pitch to Torrey Braylock. That's pretty solid blocking there by 84 for Oklahoma. On the outside, that's Jermichael Carter doing a good job locking up his man downfield, but unfortunately the O-line blocks on that toss just really didn't develop, and he only gained about 2 out to the 43. Really good field position for Oklahoma. And Tate Sandell is the Lou Groza Award, like, kicker of the year. So they don't need to gain a whole lot here. They just need like 2 first downs to put points on the board, and that's huge. Play action for Mateer. He is well protected. He's going to deliver it deep, and it is caught. And it's caught by 84 again, who just had that nice block there. Jermichael Carter. And they're down to about the Alabama 31. That was zone coverage by Alabama, and Mateer just found his man in between on like the end route, I believe. That's where he found his guy. Going to mark it at the 36. I misread. 36, not 31. They got 18 and 6 in the backfield. 18 being Caden Helms, the backup tight end, is a blocker. They are not going to hand it off. It is a play action. And Mateer just overthrows this guy who was wide open. That was Giovanni Gibson. If he threw that properly, Gibson and him, better communication, that may have been a touchdown. That's a rare miss right there by the Alabama secondary. And again, I think that was zone coverage where they had multiple players going deep and one of the safeties had to go over the top to prevent a touchdown, and that left an open route on the far side. Now Mateer's going to be in the backfield by himself. It is going to be a designed quarterback run. Mateer is going to get to the 25-26 and pick up a first down. So they're close to the red zone. And when Oklahoma gets in the red zone, they usually do a pretty good job of getting in the end zone. Why? That's because of John Mateer's legs. Oklahoma is first in red zone scoring percentage. First nationally. That is the only thing their offense is good at. It's because they have a great play caller in Ben Arbuckle, a number of weapons, and a quarterback with legs. So if they can put together a drive and get the defense on their toes, they're going to try to run the ball at the middle, and that goes absolutely nowhere. Neither of these teams can really run. When they get in the red zone, they do a good job of cashing it in. So if you're Alabama, the fact that you've allowed multiple first downs on both of Oklahoma's first drives is not a good sign, because eventually you are going to allow them to get into the red zone if this continues, and good things will not come from that. Now we have 3 people in the backfield joining Mateer. 18, 5, and 6. He motions out 18, the backup tight end. It is going to be a rollout. Mateer just has to throw that away. He was being pressured by Alabama's number 16. Number 16, is he even listed on here on my depth chart? Yes, he is. Red Morgan. That was the nickelback. So nickel blitz there, DB blitz. 3rd and 10 is where we have it now at the Alabama 26. Alabama 25. Mateer, it is complete to Xavier Robinson, and Robinson is inside the 5. Just a little short dump-off route there to his running back out of the backfield. Perfect. Perfect play call. He just snuck out there, was playing as if he were a blocker. It's now 1st and goal. No, they say he stepped out at the 9. Looks like it was the 6, but nope. Stepped out at the 9. 1st and goal, Sooners. 96 and 18 are in the game. 86 and 18. So they got 2 tight ends. Got 12 personnel. Mateer jukes a man, gets into the end zone. 9-yard touchdown run. Boomer Sooner. And Oklahoma puts the first points on the board. Wow. That right there was a 8-play, 59-yard drive. 3 minutes, 34 seconds. You got Mateer using his legs multiple times on that drive. You had a beautiful throw to Jermichael Carter that really opened up Oklahoma or Alabama's defense, and they get on the board first with a touchdown. Already, Oklahoma's having more success against Alabama's defense than they did the first time around, and the extra point's good. So 7-0 Oklahoma. That's where we are right now. I imagine we're going to hit a commercial break right here. Yeah, certainly looks like it. Okay, guys. Why are there ads? I don't like ads are I should get monetized for this. Like, they should be paying me for showing advertisements on here or whatever. They are muted, but I can't really control any of that. so I'll just let it play. Like, who cares? You guys, you don't have to listen to it. You don't have to buy their product. You don't have to do any of that. Welcome. What do you guys think of the game so far? Let me know in the live chat. We'll be reading live comments, especially if there are any super chats involved. Any super chats involved, you send them over, and we'll answer them. Our goal is to get a few super chats here. If you want to join as a member, you can do that too to support the channel. All those things are good. People saying Oklahoma looks better than they thought offensively. It's pretty obvious Oklahoma's going to win this game. Another commenter says, I mean, it is pretty early. I'd like to see what Alabama does on their second offensive drive. But so far, Oklahoma, they've won the TOP battle in the first quarter. The live, the line went up to Oklahoma -2.5 right before kickoff. That's pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy. I'm cooking outside in the rain and listening to your stream. Well, thank you, Moody Meatball, for the comment, for listening, and for being a moderator on the channel. Really appreciate it. Wow, well, we have a few 100 concurrent views. Hopefully we can get even more than that. It's pretty phenomenal, if you ask me. Okay. If Alabama gets blown out, does DeBoer go to Michigan? I don't know. I don't really think... I think a loss or a win determines more of that than the scope of the loss, personally. Right now, the most concerning thing for Alabama is that Oklahoma's 3 of 4 on third down. 3 of 4. And Oklahoma in general, when you look at their third down conversion percentage, Indiana's first. The only teams above 50%, Power 4 are Utah, USC, Vanderbilt, Ohio State, and Indiana. Oklahoma in third down conversion percentage is all the way down at 72nd. They only convert about 38.46% of their third downs, and they're converting 75% of them right now. That's not good. You have to change there if you're Alabama. And I think the most notable thing is that Alabama isn't getting any pressure at all, and that's allowing Mateer to see the field and identify his receivers and where they are at in position to Alabama's zone coverage, and then he's able to throw accurately enough to fit the ball in between the zone and extend drives, and then using his legs, having good blocking. Oh, that's not what you needed. That is not what you needed. That right there was oh boy, that was basically a 14-yard return by Alabama, and now they have bad field position. Hey, Mom, I'm streaming right now. What's up?
Oh, nothing. Call me. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Okay, love you. Bye. Yeah. Parents and I were actually helping move. My grandparents, sadly, have a variety of illnesses. Grandpa's dementia, Grandma has Parkinson's. We were moving their place, and it was probably something about that. But I'll talk to her later about that. Oh, no. Oh, boy. That was a big sack. Alabama did not pick that up properly. Simpson got taken down at the 6. Alabama had 5 in protection, and number 10 for Oklahoma, that being Kip Lewis. Oklahoma sent 6. Alabama had 5. Simpson did not pick it up properly because he was looking at the right-hand side of the field, did not see the left at all. Just blindly got hit. Shockingly, he held on to that ball, but it's going to be 2nd and 18 from their own 6. And now Oklahoma's stacking the box, I presume, to probably send pressure. And yup, they're going to send pressure. They get it out to Huevis, who gets back to the original line of scrimmage. I believe that's Josh Huevis. Yes, it is, number 80. They get back to the original line of scrimmage to make it 3rd and 10. That was a nice, quick dump-off route. But now you're behind the chains. And this is another 3rd down that's an obvious passing down. And since you can't run the football, what Oklahoma's going to be able to do is they can tee off now. They know you're not going to run it. They know you can't run it. And I wonder if Alabama's going to have like max protect here. Oklahoma might be sending 6. Is it going to be max protect? Play clock's running down. Yep, they're going to have to call a timeout. Going to have to call a timeout. Play clock was running down. They were trying to probably change the protection or change the play. They couldn't get it right, and it's looking rough for Alabama early. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. First sack of the game goes to Oklahoma and goes to Kip Lewis, the talented senior linebacker, or redshirt junior. 4th year, still. Right now, I look pretty happy that I picked Oklahoma to win. The live betting line is Oklahoma minus 6.5, by the way. So the bettors and sharps lie very much like Oklahoma here. Thank you, Josh. Tell Mom we said hi. What's up with Ryan Williams? I have no idea what's up with Ryan Williams. I don't know how to put it. I guess the best way to put it is Alabama with DeBoer has been inconsistent. And I think that offensively and strength and conditioning wise, his staff at Washington was better than it was at Alabama. And actually, not even strength and conditioning wise, offensive line wise. Like his offensive staff at Washington, I think, was significantly more cohesive and had a much higher floor than it does at Alabama. And I think the greatest example of that is how Scott Huff has coached O-lines at Washington and how fantastic they were for DeBoer, and then how Chris Kaplovich has coached offensive lines with Alabama and how they've looked. Now, to be fair, Alabama under DeBoer has faced tougher competition than Washington did, but they also have far more talent. And I think that it's messy. It's been messy since he got there. It's messy right now. I mean, they're still winning 9-10 games, and if they win this game, it's their 11th. And this would be a good win. Even if Alabama, say, wins this game and then Indiana de-pantses them, I would actually argue it'd be a successful season. You win a playoff game, you compete for the SEC championship game, is what it is. And yeah, Ryan Williams is no Jeremiah Smith. That's something I think everyone knew since the end of last year. If you were watching the game. Some people don't watch games and comment on them, but I watched the playoffs. I watched Ryan Williams and Alabama later in the year. No, just, yeah. Okay. So it's 3rd and 10. Alabama's only got 2 more timeouts in that first half here. They're huddling. The play clock has started. Oklahoma's number 0. That's David Stone. He's huge. Like, he's noticeable out there. Their backup nose tackle. Him and Dominic Williams rotate. Oklahoma looks like they're going to bring pressure. Alabama is in kind of a weird max protect. Simpson has to get on out of there, and it is incomplete. He was trying so hard to find his man. I believe that was Ryan Williams. I think, but it was like it wasn't a max protect. It was, you had 7 guys up on the line of scrimmage. One was a receiver, one was a tight end. They blocked initially, then came off their blocks in short dump-off routes, and they were covered. It's just Oklahoma's doing a really good job covering. Are they going to block that? Nope. They get it off clean, but once again, Oklahoma's going to have good field position. They're going to have it at Alabama's 46. They're going to have really good field position here. Really good field position. So, not looking good right now. Not looking good at all for the Crimson Tide. I mean, they nearly got a piece of that. Nearly. Number 38, Taylor Heineke, nearly got that. Or Owen Heineke. Not Taylor. Owen Heineke. Nearly got that. So 2 3-and-outs for the Tide versus 2 drives where Oklahoma had 2 or more first downs. They get the ball in Alabama territory. Mateer, good protection. Alabama only sends 3. He gets it to Jaron Kanak, who is down at the Alabama 38. That is going to be a gain of 8. It will be 2nd and 2. And now you're in a position where you can quarterback run with Mateer if you want to pick up the guaranteed yards, because I don't think Alabama's holding him to less than 2 on a QB run. You're in a position where you can take a shot, and then you have 2 plays to get the 2. There's a lot of options Oklahoma has here. It's just Mateer has to make sure if they throw it that he does not make a mistake. They're going to hand it off to Blaylock. He shows some good power to pick up an extra yard. He gets to the 35. Pick up a 3. And that's a first down. So Oklahoma on each of their 3 drives has picked up 1 more first down than Alabama has on any of their drives so far. Alabama has yet to pick up a first down, and it's almost at the end of the first quarter. Kanak is in the game along with Blaylock. Blaylock motions in. They're going to try a jet sweep. Blaylock leaps over a man, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe picks up a yard. It's going to be 2nd and long. Oh no, picks up 5. Picks up 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 5. They have been, they can throw. They've involved Mateer in the run game up the middle. We've now seen a jet sweep. They've been, Ben Arbuckle's been in his bag here. It's going to be another toss that they are able to get out to, I think, the 31. So they do pick, but a late flag has been thrown. I wonder if it's holding or extracurricular activities. I feel like it's going to be on Oklahoma regardless. Yeah, that's the body language of Oklahoma's that's going to be on them, but we'll see. Yep, I think they got involved with either holding or extracurriculars. It looked like there was a hold in there. Let's see, though. What's the flag? Oh, yep. Yes, indeed. Unsportsmanlike conduct, I thought, with how late that flag was thrown. It may have been extracurriculars. It was on Oklahoma's number 55, Eddie Pierre-Louis, redshirt freshman. He shoved an Alabama player late after the play had ended. Venables is pissed. Well, that's a huge penalty. Now it's 3rd and 18. Your best chance is getting in field goal range, and it looks like Alabama's either going to sim pressure or they're sending 7. They have no safety help back there. They are going to send a few, and wow, that's poor tackling. Poor tackling. Great effort by number 5, Isaiah Satania, for getting to what was in part the original line of scrimmage or very close to it. It's going to be 4th and 8, and they're going to send out the field goal kicking unit to potentially make this a 10-point game. But what a killer penalty there. 14-0 has a lot different of a feel than 10-0. Tate Sandell going to have a 51-yard attempt. The best kicker in America. Let's see if he can make a 50-yarder to really extend the lead of the Sooners. And it's good. He makes it. So Oklahoma's up 10-0 on their last 2 drives. They have scored 10 points, a touchdown, then a field goal. They have at least gained 2 first downs or this time they only gained 1 first down. They've gained at least a first down on each of their drives. Alabama with 40 Norman Groud, man, they're electric right there. Keep the comments coming in. Keep the support coming in. Keep everything coming in, guys. Keep it all coming in. All of it. Wow. If you guys have any super chats you want to send in, send them in. Kickoff. And Alabama's just going to do the wise thing here and call for a fair catch. It'll be the first time they get average field position all day. You're down 10-0. You can't run the football. Oklahoma's not going to let you run the football because their bread and butter is their run defense and defensive front. What do? I think what you want to do if you're Alabama is test out yards after contact. You have good receivers. They are speedy. They are quick. They have good hands. Your quarterback can get the ball out quickly. You have a great offensive mind. Test their tackling and test their athleticism versus yours. They're going to try to hand it off, and they actually do get a good gain. Gain of about 8 right there. They got Jam Miller back, and Miller was able to just continue to drive his feet, and he got good enough blocking. So he picked up 7. So it's going to be 2nd and 3. A rare successful Alabama run. I think they're going to take this to the end of the first quarter right here with that play. Which means, if that's true, they're not going to gain a single first down in the first quarter. But maybe they'll try to run one more play. They have 7 seconds left to do so. Let's see what they do. I think they're going to try to get him off sides. Nope. They're going to hand it off to Miller again, and Miller only gets, back to the line of scrimmage. So now it's going to be 3rd and 3. Not a successful run. Not blocked up all that well. And Alabama has gone an entire quarter without a first down. It feels like a very similar start to what they had against Georgia. Very similar start. And that's just not good. I mean, again, they only have 12 yards and 4 minutes of possession. Alabama does. Okay. Well, pretty dominant first quarter for Oklahoma, right? But kind of pretty boring overall in the sense that this isn't a extremely competitive game, is it? Certainly doesn't seem like it right now. It seems like Oklahoma might be on their way to kind of a dominant win here. So, yeah. Okay. There we go. All right, how you guys doing? Sam, who is your latest pick to win the national championship? Pending it's Indiana, but that's also a very early bracket prediction, and I'm curious to see if any of my thoughts change after the quarterfinals. The only team in the first round that I can really see winning it all is Oregon. Maybe Miami if Carson Beck plays 4 perfect games, or not perfect, but 4 good games in a row. Then I could maybe see Miami. But I'm kind of thinking most of these first round games are teams that are hoping at best to get to the semifinals or maybe play in the Natty, but not much else besides that. Yeah, what a first quarter. What a first quarter there. Yeah, I mean, you get to see it right there. It's showing you the total yards, the difference, and the score. That's kind of nuts right there, isn't it? It's kind of nuts. Wow. But we're back. Started the second quarter. That was a pretty quick break right there. Pretty quick break. 3rd and 3. What do you do? Because I don't think Alabama can run. But you're technically close enough to the line of scrimmage where you could try to. So they might have to defend the run. Yeah, Oklahoma stacking the box. They're not going to run, though, and it is a sim pressure. Incomplete pass. Isaiah Horton and Ty Simpson just were not communicating properly. And they got pass rush, too. They got a pretty immediate pass rush. They were holding each other. Horton was pleading his case to the ref, but they were both locking arms. That's a good no call there. So 3 and outs for for Alabama. It certainly feels like Kalen DeBoer's been talking to Michigan or something insane has happened. I got to tell you, like, these past 5 quarters for Alabama have been the worst quarters of Kalen DeBoer. They shanked the punt. That is awful. Oklahoma's going to get that at like their own 40. Again, another drive with good field position. Another Oklahoma drive with great field position here. Oh my gosh. Whew. It's just this is some of the worst Kalen DeBoer football I have ever watched. His losses at Washington, they were just outmatched, or it was just one of those days where they didn't play well and they didn't have the talent to overcome it. This year against Florida State, this year against Florida State was probably as bad as this is. Even last year's loss to Oklahoma, I don't think was as bad as some of the stuff we've seen this year, because Jalen Milroe and some of what they had last year was just limited, and it was year one. That was really good pass defense there. It's not Zabian Brown, though. It is number 7. Number 7 being Deshaun Jones, who rotates at nickel with Red Morgan. 2nd and 10 for Oklahoma is just, he tried to find Satania, Mateer did, and Jones just had a step on Satania. Not enough to get a pick, but enough to reach out with really long arms and bat that football away with clean coverage. There's another in route that they were trying to get. They're going to use some counter there with Xavier Robinson, and I think he only gained about a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and long. Counter to the right. He was on a motion to the left, stops right behind Mateer, takes the handoff. Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 8. Key down here for Alabama's defense. Because if Oklahoma, say, gets an explosive player, picks it up, I mean, the minute Oklahoma scores 3 points and establishes or not 3 points, but makes it a 3-score lead if they do, that's going to be really hard for Alabama to come back from. It is still early, though. I want to plead that to people. Alabama, though, only brings 3. They put mostly everyone in coverage. That is, I think, incomplete. They're going to call it a catch. They're going to call it a catch. They should check that, though. Yeah, he got it out to the 45? Oh my gosh. That's a catch. That is a wonderful catch right there by Deion Burks. Again, making a big play. And that's not reviewable. Oh, nope, they're going to take a look at it. They buzzed down. They're going to take a look at it right before they took the handoff. But I'm pretty sure that's a catch. I'm very confident that's a catch. I don't know how you can overturn that. I don't think they have enough evidence to overturn that either. Because he has possession right there, and the foot is down right there. So, yeah, I think he caught that. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Thank you for the 30 likes, guys. Let's try to get to 100 by the end of the stream. If you are here right now, please like, please subscribe, do all those things. Thanks. We're going to be live, as we always are, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. at noon. We're probably going to either cancel Wednesday or move it up to Tuesday just because it's Christmas Eve, but we'll let you guys know about that. They did rule it a completion, as they should have. That was clearly a catch. And they ruled it a catch, too. So they would have had to have indisputable video evidence to overturn it. Mateer, kind of a fake toss. Alabama just cannot get pressure. And he fits it in again to Deion Burks. All the way out to the 27. And that was a, perfect catch by Burks. It's looking ugly right now for Alabama. Alabama, oh boy, Oklahoma's about to have 15 minutes of possession. Yeah, that was an 18-yard pass. They're going to try to run it, and that results in a 3-yard loss. That was a big play there for Alabama's defense. Good on number 10, Justin Jefferson, the Mike linebacker, to get in there for the TFL. It's, I think, Oklahoma's first negative play of the day. Yeah, I think outside of maybe that one Zabian Brown tackle on that first punt, they have not had a lot of big plays so far. Alabama's defense hasn't. But it's 2nd and 11. Tate Sandell can make a field goal here. Mateer is going to throw outside. It's caught by Burks. Burks breaks through a tackle to pick up 3 yards after contact. He's going to get to the 23. So it's going to be 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6, no, it's going to be 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5 for Oklahoma. You're solidly in field goal range. This might be 4th down territory. Might. I mean, they're bringing in Kanak, and they're bringing in Jacob Jordan, using them as kind of like running backs, fullbacks. Now they motion them out as receivers. So Mateer's in the backfield by himself. This screams QB runner, an obvious pass. And it is a pass. Mateer is not going to run. Mateer is going to fit it in there. He is going to get it to Jacob Jordan. And he is going to pick up the 1st down and get inside of the 10. Alabama's defender was in position to make a pick there. He just looked lost. Like, he was there right next to him, but I don't know what he was doing or where his headspace was at. 1st and goal for Oklahoma inside the 10. If they punch it in here, I have no idea how Alabama's going to be able to come back or recover. That was just, oh no, he wasn't in position. He was trailing his guy by a lot. That was a nice throw by Mateer. Mateer has made plenty of, perfect throw. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Touchdown, Oklahoma. They got behind the zone to find Satania for a 7-yard receiving touchdown on a slant. They did not guard that well at all. He got right behind that defense, and yeah, let's see the review. 8-play, 63-yard drive, took off 4 minutes of clock. Satania, he just he broke 16's ankles, Red Morgan. And now Oklahoma's about to be up. Yep, they are up 17-0. Wow, this is bad. Oh my gosh. Just texting some friends of mine because this was expected to be a close game, and so far it's not. I mean, I thought Oklahoma would win. I was pretty confident Oklahoma would win, but in the sense that, it was a toss-up game that with their home field advantage and special teams, it should have leaned in their favor. I mean, 181 yards to 12, 15 minutes of possession to 4, 5 of 7 on 3rd downs to Alabama's 0 of 3. It's crazy. Wow. That is Alabama's going to have to find some offense here pretty quickly. The live line has moved up to 14.5, by the way. And we got our first super chat. So let's read that. Let's read that. Okay, so super chat in here. We sure Michigan wants DeBoer, asks the Lost Angels 8263. I would say yes. I would say yes. DeBoer's resume speaks for itself. And there is a chance that this blowout and the Georgia blowout have to do with some off-the-field stuff and not him. Like this is not totally out of left field because Alabama's offense has looked bad, but this is shocking, I would say. Yeah. Crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Yeah. But Oklahoma, they're winning in dominant fashion. This is, phew, man. I kind of want Alabama to score here just to make this entertaining. Because at this point, I don't know how you can expect a victory here. Alabama's got it. 1st and 10 at their 25. Oklahoma sends pressure. They get pressure. Simpson is going to roll out and incomplete. He missed his man, Ryan Williams. It's 2nd and 10. If you're Alabama, you have to get points here. You cannot punt them the football back. Going to be a play action throw. They're going to get out to 17 for a gain of 5. That is Brooks. But now it's again an obvious passing down where it's another obvious passing down where Oklahoma can tee off and they can send pressure and get in your face. I mean, the live betting line's 15.5. I mean, everyone knows where this is going. Simpson. Oklahoma sends pressure. Alabama actually picks it up all right. And it's a catch. That's a beautiful throw. Beautiful catch. They pick up the 1st down and then some. And that was to Lutzir Brooks, number 17. Again, they get out to the Oklahoma 45. Good throw, good catch, isolated one-on-one coverage, and Brooks beat Oklahoma's number 1, Jaden Hardy, backup strong safety. First and 10, Simpson is well protected. He's going to throw it away. And yeah, he got pressured. That was almost a fumble, almost intentional grounding. That was close. He was cutting it close there. But that was Alabama's first down of the game. If they can come away with a touchdown here, that would be pretty huge. But Oklahoma's blitzed them. It blitzed them early. 2nd and 10 from Oklahoma's 41. They do have Jam Miller with Ty Simpson in that backfield. I wonder if they're going to try to run it or not. They're using all of that play clock, too. You got 2 seconds, 1 second. They did not call the delay of game, and Huevis has it inside of the 20 at the 18. That was very close to being a delay of game, and I guess they got it off just in time because they did not call that. That could have easily been called a delay of game. Very easily. But now they're in the red zone. Alabama's not too hot in the red zone, but they're in the red zone. Simpson going to get it to Huevis, and it is dropped. Just bad throw. Huevis didn't make the necessary adjustment. That's on Simpson there. Incomplete. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Again, they don't have a run game. They have not tried to run the ball at all this series. The entire game has to be on Simpson's back. He already has 11 pass attempts midway through the second quarter, and that's with several 3-and-outs. If they're able to put drives together, he could realistically finish with like 40 pass attempts with modern clock rules, which is, that's insane. That's crazy. Simpson, they're going to try to hand it off to Jam Miller. He actually gets all right blocks and gets a gain of about 5, I think. It's going to be 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 5. They're inside the 15. Easily in field goal range. Actually put together a decent drive here, coupled with some 3rd down conversions. A really nice deep ball hitting Huevis in between the zone. Yeah, this Oklahoma defense is elite on 3rd down. They're elite at getting pressure. They are wonderful at, creating turnovers. Let's see if they can create a turnover here, get pressure, and really continue locking down Alabama. It's going to be a quick pass. They get it out to the 10. So it's going to be 4th down and 2. 4th and 2. 4th and 3. About, I presume, yeah, Alabama's offense is staying on the field. It's 4th and 2. This is do or die time. You need a touchdown here. I mean, I would probably take the points just to get something, make it a 2-score game again. But they're going to try to go for it all. Unless maybe this is a diversion. Nope, it's not. They snap it. And they pick it up. They pick it up and they get a touchdown. Brooks, again, who had some wonderful catches, gets into the end zone for a 10-yard touchdown reception, breaking several tackles. And Alabama gets points on the board, making it 17-7. Wonderful response drive by the Crimson Tide. That drive was 9 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes, 59 seconds of possession. And all of those were throws. All of those were throws except for that one run by Jam Miller. I mean, that was 8 pass attempts, 1 rush attempt. There is a flag after the fact, but that was after they kicked the extra point. I imagine there might be extracurriculars. Maybe it was an offsides or something. I don't exactly know what the penalty is. But It looks like the penalty was declined. I think it was probably an offsides. That was a awesome play call. He had Brooks in space right there, was going to pick it up if Brooks just catched it. But he had a spin move. He broke a tackle. That was like breaking 3 tackles to get an additional 6 or 7 yards of after contact there. Wonderful play and wonderful play call. Don't exactly know if like that was the wisest decision, take the guaranteed 3, but a 14-point lead is different than a 10-point lead. Where against this Oklahoma team, I don't know if you're always going to get the opportunities to score touchdowns. You may be in a position later in the game where it is 4th and long, and you just want to, get that field goal out of the way. Well, being able to drop it with a field goal, a 1 possession game instead of just dropping it to an 11-point game from a 14-point game. Oklahoma still has a 79.5% chance to win. Their highest percent chance has been an 89.1% chance when it was 2nd and 10 on the start of that touchdown drive. Can't believe we're already like late into this game. Cannot believe that. But make sure everyone to like, subscribe, send in a super chat. We will be live tomorrow for Miami, Texas A&M, and we'll be trying to go live like 10, 15 minutes before kickoff. Do those things, and we'll also be live this coming week to give previews for the quarterfinals, to give some transfer portal news and assessments, to talk about what Texas's defensive coordinator change means, what Indiana keeping their assistants and extending Brian Haynes and Mike Shanahan means for them. We'll talk about Michigan's coaching search. I assume Michigan's going to make a hire sometime within the next 3 days. A friend of mine who broke the Sharon Moore news to me about his affairs months ago is telling me they're going to make a hire soon and that maybe a deal is already done, or at least the interviews are done. So I'm thinking you're gonna see a hire for Michigan, like not an internal promotion, but a big hire from the outside for Michigan here fairly shortly. We will at halftime take a break to get a drink of water, and I got to go to the bathroom, and then we'll be back. By the way, so perfect. I think Michigan is going after Kalen DeBoer or Kenny Dillingham is kind of what I think this is going to be. And Max, I am probably I probably need at least double the subscribers, if not triple of them, to go to these games. And I would need many more sponsors before I'm like Josh Pate. I'm hoping to become like that at some point. But something I will promise you guys with is, unless they give me a crap ton of money, I am not going to sponsor gambling. Not going to do it. Ruins too many lives. But Oklahoma's back on the field, and if I were a gambling man, I would assume and bet on the fact that they're probably going to score here again, because they've been able to move the football pretty well. I think if you're Alabama, you can make adjustments after halftime, but I think your best bet now is trying to pressure Mateer, since when you've sent 3 or 4, it's not enough. They are going to sim pressure, and, well, Deion Burks just gets a gain of 15 anyway. So I think your best bet is trying to hold them to 3, and you keep getting 7. I don't really think, based on how this game has been executed so far, that you're going to hold Oklahoma to anything under the high 20s. They're going to score a few more times, or a handful of more times. And that was an encouraging start for Oklahoma, where he had that 15-yard screen pass to Deion Burks right there. I mean, Mateer is 11 of 16 for 147 yards and a touchdown. Factoring in the defense he's playing, this is his best game all year so far. This is even better than the Michigan game when he depanced Michigan a few times. This is going to be a designed quarterback run. Mateer is going to get about a gain of 4 out to the Oklahoma 44. Set up a 2nd and 6. Nice play there. You're going to have to run Mateer to keep this defense honest. He basically is your best rushing threat. Really? Oklahoma just broke 200 yards, by the way. They're about to break 16 minutes of TOP. Let's see what they do here. Well, Alabama's going to send pressure. They're sending 5. Mateer is rolling out, and he does hit his man, number 11, for about a gain of 3, Giovanni Gibson. So it's going to be 3rd and 3. Mateer's offensive line there did a good, they didn't hold up enough to let him step up in the pocket against the 5, but they held long enough to give him time to let the route develop and at least find some yards instead of making it obvious passing downs. Because Oklahoma here, with how they've been able to run with Mateer and how that interior has blocked for him on those runs, I would say that they could probably run 2 plays here, two quarterback runs. They're not going to, though. Mateer almost sacked, and he's going to find someone deep, and it's dropped. Oh, he should have ran that ball. He got a little bit too greedy there, looking for Xavier Robinson. He had him deep, and if Robinson caught that, he would have been inside the 20, but Mateer got a bit too greedy there. He could have picked that one up on his own, and instead he tries to go deep. I mean, he almost got sacked there. That was, I think, number 3 for Alabama. Keon Sabb on a safety blitz, and he could have ran that thing. But now Oklahoma's punting it back, and Alabama has a real chance here to, they've already made it a game, but they gotta, I think Oklahoma's going to take the delay. They're going to take the delay. That could come back to bite them. I mean, you extend that play there, you probably at least get, I don't know, you probably get a field goal. You at least make it 13 points. Could make it 17 again. And now you got to punt back to an offense that just has confidence and momentum is swinging in Alabama's favor here. That was a play where you got to run it if you're the quarterback. And Alabama blocked the punt. Yeah, so they have it at their own. They have it at the Oklahoma 30 now. That is a talk about a back-breaking play. Talk about a back-breaking play. If Mateer runs that and picks up that first down, they probably score. Now Alabama's probably going to score because the punter dropped it. Literally dropped it. Grayson Miller dropped. He was, going forward, just drops it. Now Alabama has wonderful field position here. And we just went from Oklahoma having an 89.1% chance to win to only a 70.8% chance to win. A 20 percentage point reduction in about 5 minutes of gameplay. That's crazy. But then again, both of these teams are, with how they're kind of one-dimensional, are suspect to certain things. Nice pass from Simpson, finding his man Isaiah Horton deep. They're going to pick up a first down there, and now they're inside the red zone. It was a gain of 14. So you're in a position, if you're Alabama, where you're definitely in this game. Simpson's going to be by himself in the backfield, going to be 5 wide receiver. And now that I think Alabama's accepted they can't run and are leaning into passing first, if they can just protect, that's going to be the key here. But Simpson's going to take another sack. He gets decked back at the 25. He was looking to his left, staring down his receiver, and he did not see Marvin Jones Jr., number 97, who got that pressure. He beat Michael Carroll, starting right tackle for Alabama tonight. He didn't just beat Michael Carroll. Michael Carroll didn't even pick him up. The protection assignment was off, and usually that's on the quarterback, but not always. For a true freshman, that's probably just a freshman mistake right there. It's now 2nd and 17. They mark it at the 23. Alabama's using all of that play clock. Snap the football. It's going to be a quick pass. Number 1, Isaiah Horton catches it. He's going to get down to like the 17-18 of Oklahoma. It's going to be 3rd and 12. If you're Alabama here, you at least probably get a field goal, and you're on a 10-point run, and you have momentum back in your hands. This is a game now. And knowing what I know about both of these teams and both of these offenses, that Mateer play where he didn't run it and then the punting sequence after that, this is probably going to be a closer game until the end. But we'll see. It's about to reach the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 11. Oklahoma is going to get some pressure. It's an incomplete throw. Simpson overthrew his man. He was looking for Alabama's number 20. Number 20 being Dre Washington, transfer running back, 5th stringer. So they're going to send out Connor Talty in the field goal unit. At the 18, so it's going to be a 35-yarder for Connor Talty. He is not Tate Sandell. He is not automatic. So if Oklahoma can get off the field here after that disastrous special teams play with no points, that would be huge. If Alabama makes this, it's huge. Talty, he makes it from 35. It's 17-10. Good stop by Oklahoma's defense, but the disastrous special teams play and Simpson really looking good ever since those 3 and outs results in Alabama going on a 10-0 run, getting more time of possession. That defense is now pretty rested, and they've bought back some momentum in this game. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Wow. What do you guys think about the game so far? Let me know. It is during a commercial break. The players I've been impressed the most by so far, John Mateer, number 1. I have been impressed by Michael Fasusi and most of the Oklahoma offensive line. They've held up well. Deion Burks, some Oklahoma players. I have been impressed with Kip Lewis. For Alabama, it has been Isaiah Horton and Latsier Brooks, 2 wide receivers. I have also been impressed by Zabian Brown. Those are some of the more impressive players right now in fighting for, player of the game, what have you. Yeah, Donald Schatz 4429. Mateer had that 15-yard run easily, but threw the ball. That was at minimum a 6-point swing, where if he picks that up, Alabama probably doesn't make a field goal because they're going to have to go on a long drive to do so, and Oklahoma's probably in field goal range. That's pretty big. It also could have been a 10-point swing where Alabama does not make a field goal and Oklahoma reestablishes a 17-point lead. Like that's pretty crazy. We have a super chat, another one, so we will answer this. But thank you, Donald Schatz, for the comment about the game. That was interesting. Okay, got another super chat here. So, I'll pay for this because I'm a Michigan fan. Why does everyone still talk about Michigan even though they were not in the playoffs? Brett Barrows 9882. Well, that's partially because I'm a Michigan fan, and most of my subscribers, most of my 30,000, know that I am a Michigan fan and go to the school. Number 2, it's because it's an open job. The Sharon Moore stuff was insane. That was disgusting and insane. Number 2, factoring in all that we know about this year and all that we know about the coaching searches, the previous ones, this so far is the second best job opening of the year. After how Penn State handled everything, I think Michigan's a better job than Penn State. After how they handled everything, that was bad. So that's why people are talking about this. But thank you for the $5, Brett. I appreciate it. So here's Oklahoma. Mateer is going to have a fake handoff. It's like a read option. You got the jet sweep to the right, or the QB takes off. He only gets about a gain of 2 or 3. So it's going to be, second and long at the 2-minute warning, and we just reached the 2-minute warning. Thank you again for the super chat, everyone. Make sure to like, subscribe. Thank you for coming on. This has been a blast. It's just like last year. We're getting tons of views on these streams. Tons and tons of views, and I get to talk about football. And I have a more casual setup too. I'm not sitting down. I'm not hunching over. I feel good. I feel really, really good. Really good. Oh, man. And we got another super chat. Doesn't look like you've said anything, Chuck, but I'll try to answer your comments. I'll try to answer your comments like during breaks and stuff. But Chuck, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. And go Hoosiers, because I know you're a Hoosier fan. You're a diehard. You've recently, been a subscriber of the channel. Indiana's been the greatest story of college football. And for your question as to where is Mestemaker going, I would guess Oklahoma State, but I know Indiana was in contention. I do think Indiana's going to get a really good quarterback into the portal, and if they don't, so Oregon and Ohio State are in reload mode, where I trust them to reload. Doesn't mean I'm always going to pick them to win 11 games or something like that. I almost picked Ohio State to only go 9-3 last year. And that had less to do with my thoughts about them than it had to do with, I thought that I was higher on Penn State and Michigan than everyone else was. And I was probably just as high on Texas as everyone was. It turned out to be a total joke. Like, Michigan was worse than I thought. Penn State was a shell of itself. Texas was a shell of itself. It was what it was. Indiana, I picked them to go 10-2 this year. That was kind of an underselling. But the point being that I still pick those teams on a talent and power rating basis to reload. Records is more tricky because you could be 9-3, but better than a 12-0 team with the right strength of schedule and close losses. Indiana's now in this territory where I'm going to pick them to reload from a power ratings angle because of that staff. Thank you, Troy. Okay, 2nd and 8. For Oklahoma, we got 2 minutes left in the first half. And Alabama's an opportunity to get the ball back and tie it if Oklahoma does not manage this drive correctly. Mateer, oh my gosh, that's a beautiful throw over the middle, right to 84. Believe that's Castor. Jermichael Carter. He layered that throw. He got it right over Alabama's linebacker. That was a beautiful, layered NFL throw. He got that over the Alabama linebacker. If he did not throw that over, did not have the proper arc, that could have been a pick. And another momentum-changing play in favor of the Tide. Now Oklahoma's in a position to extend the lead back to 10 points. They're 1st and 10 at their own 50. Mateer, he's back there, and he's going to have to take a sack. Loss of about 4. Good pressure there. Number 10 for Alabama brought him down. That number 10 being Justin Jefferson, who's already made an impact play. 2nd and 13. And who called the timeout? Was that Oklahoma or was that Alabama? Someone called the timeout because they're stopping the play. They haven't adjusted it yet. They haven't told me yet what's going on. Alabama took a timeout. That's a bold move by DeBoer. They're betting on the fact that Oklahoma can't get down the field. They're betting that after that 2nd and 13. And honestly, that's, Oklahoma, they only average 6.3 yards per dropback and 4.5 yards per carry. That's a pretty good bet right there that you're going to get him off the field now that you've already sacked him. Oh, boy, he threw a pick. Oh, my gosh. And that's Zabian Brown with the pick six. It's now 17-17, and Oklahoma has totally collapsed. That was a total miscommunication. Pick six by Zabian Brown. All the momentum in the world is back in the hands of the Crimson Tide, who've scored 17 unanswered points in the second quarter. Wow. Holy cow. I mean, Zabian Brown is going to be the MVP of the game if he keeps this performance up. He had a wonderful pass deflection. He had a great tackle for loss. And now he has a pick six added to his resume. This is a total collapse by OU. And I say total collapse because Alabama is the more talented team. And with this much momentum, I mean, I don't know what to say other than with that much momentum. And here's the thing too, guys. Alabama gets the ball out of half. So if they just don't let Oklahoma get down the field here to score, they have a chance to go on like a 20-0 or 24-0 run. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Like, I don't even know what that throw was. That was just a bad miscommunication that resulted in a pick six. And now the game is totally different. Again, guys, think about it. That one play, the John Mateer play where he throws instead of taking off, we might be looking at that play as the play that cost Oklahoma a win if they end up losing. Oh my gosh. I mean, Oklahoma has been dominating this first half. They have dominated it from a time of possession, from moving the football, from field position. They have been owning it, and they're tied entering halftime with their opponent getting the ball out to start the second half. Mateer, ball batted down at the line. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Alabama might get the ball back. Wow. Whew. What a disaster for Oklahoma. What a disastrous second quarter. Mateer is protected well. He gets the ball out to number 9. No timeout from Alabama here. I wonder if Oklahoma's going to be aggressive or if they're going to try to take this down. So in case if it's an incompletion, Alabama has limited time. I think that's what they're going to do. Yeah. The encouraging thing if you're Oklahoma is you've been able to move the ball, and Alabama really hasn't outside of that one drive. They've really had a special teams score from that great field position and a pick six. Like, you still look like the better team. They're going to run it with Mateer, but they're not going to pick up the first down. That was a very conservative call. And Alabama's going to call a timeout and try to get the ball back. Maybe take a lead entering the half. This is just John Mateer run up the middle. Total capitulation. Total capitulation there. Wow. And there's a flag, and apparently said flag is going to move the ball in Oklahoma's favor. Wow. I do not know what that flag was, but it looks like that was a personal foul of some kind, and DeBoer is furious. I imagine that's a personal foul. They've not explained what that is yet. Sideline interference? And Oklahoma spends the timeout, and Alabama gets theirs back. Interesting. Or maybe they're reviewing it. Wow. So big break for Oklahoma. They got it 1st and 10 at their own 47. Alabama's going to send a sim pressure. They got it out, Mateer did, to Jermichael Carter for about a gain of 2 or 3. So it's going to be 2nd and long. Oklahoma still has 2 of their timeouts. It would be huge to go up at the half with how disastrous that second quarter was. Alabama now really sends pressure, and they get Mateer. They hit him hard. He's going to be dropped at about the 47 in his own territory. So it'll be 3rd and 10 again. And Oklahoma calls another timeout. Huge 3rd down here. Get a big play, and you're in field goal range, and you can kind of escape what was a very, very bad second half. But if you miss, then it's 17-17 at the half, and Alabama gets the ball out of the half with all the momentum. So... wow. Okay, huge 3rd down. It's going to be a play action pass, and they're just going to dump it off, and they're going to try to fight. If you're Oklahoma, do you just take the timeout there? No, they're going to let it expire? Yup, they just let it expire. Interesting. I think taking a timeout there to try a very long field goal, or probably more likely than not, take the Hail Mary there would have been the better call. But it's halftime, 17-17. And yeah, so much for the under bets. Over under closed at 39.5, and it's 17-17. It'd take a miracle for the over to not hit. Okay, guys, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to get a drink of water. We will be right back here. And yeah, I it, yeah, we're going to be back. We're going to have halftime commentary. I'll answer your super chats. I'll answer your normal chats. We'll be involved. And yeah, I'm just going to quickly go and do those things. And we'll just have a really quick intermission here. So I will see you guys soon. Okay, we're back. We're back, or whatever that meme is from Sam Ellinger. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You know, it's going to be awesome after this. We're going to do the instant reaction. I'm going to go to bed, and then tomorrow we'll be live from Miami versus A&M, but only Miami versus A&M. Only Miami versus A&M. So how are you guys doing? Number one. Number two, what do you have to say to me? What are your thoughts? Number three, we're at 47 likes. If we can get to 100 likes by the end of the stream, that would be phenomenal. And if y'all can like and subscribe and hit the bell, that would be incredible too. Do those things, and I would be eternally grateful. Thanks. Oh yeah, that punter will get that punter will get hammered if Oklahoma loses. That's for sure. That is for sure. He'll get killed. For sure. I could be wrong here. My read on who's going to win this game is still Oklahoma because they've put together so much more sustainable offense, and Oklahoma's made more mistakes that are kind of weird. So the unsportsmanlike conduct, the pick six, Mateer not running it there, the let's see, punter dropping it, Mateer not running it, the pick six. That's kind of really like it. Yeah. I mean, they've nearly doubled up Alabama in possession. The problem is, despite Oklahoma looking like the better team and possibly being dominant, they're tied. And Alabama can totally make second half adjustments to take control. But we'll see. I like your show. I recently discovered you this year. Great IU content. Thank you. Does any team stand a chance against Indiana? Yes. I would say this version of Oklahoma does. The average version of Oklahoma does not. And the version of Alabama that we've seen since November does not. If Oklahoma could play an entire game like they did that first quarter, they could absolutely beat Indiana. I mean, if they played like they did that first quarter, they could beat anyone if they could do that for 60 minutes. But I don't really think they can for 60 minutes. Ultimately, and this would shock a lot of people, I think if you're Indiana, you would rather have Alabama with their injury concerns and the fact that they are even more one-dimensional on offense than Oklahoma is, and you should reliably be able to move the ball against Alabama's defense. Because what is Alabama's defense susceptible to? Mobile QB, and mobile QB compared with mobile QB paired with a good rushing attack and O-line. Indiana has that. We've already seen Oklahoma give Alabama some problems there, where they've been able to pass block Mateer well enough. He's been able to make some plays with his legs. That keeps Alabama honest, and yeah, like it's given them issues tonight. So, that's what I think. But we'll see. We shall see. Neither team's running all that well. Oklahoma's averaging 2.5 yards per carry. Alabama, if you include sacks, has negative rushing yards. And Oklahoma's passing the ball better, minus that really dumb interception. So that's really the difference here. Oh, wow. Wow, oh, wow, oh, wow. Yep, but halftime's about to end soon. The third quarter will begin. Tomorrow's going to be so good with those NFL games and then the playoff games, interwoven with them. And we have only the CFP at noon with the best game, Miami at A&M tomorrow. Again, we're going to be live for that. We're probably going to start the live show 10 or 15 minutes before noon, so 20 minutes before kickoff or something. Yeah. Going to be pretty exciting. I'm really interested to see who wins this game, though. I know DeBoer denied reports that he was entertaining Michigan's offer, but he hasn't received a contract extension, and I'm pretty convinced he's Michigan's number one option. Like, they're going to make him say no. So, I don't think DeBoer's a liar, per se, but I think if Alabama loses, there's a really good chance within 48 hours DeBoer's named Michigan's next head coach. If they win, you never know what'll happen, but it's going to be much harder because it's much harder to leave a team whose season is continuing than to not, for example. All the bootleg streams got taken down. Quicksoul joins Sam. Well, thank you. You should stick around. I have no idea. Literally no idea what how do I put this, guys? By the way, if you guys haven't already, you should follow my TikTok. Like, you should seriously follow me on TikTok if you haven't already. We finally uploaded there, and it is doing phenomenal. Like, phenomenal. So you should follow me on there. It's college football with Sam, just like it is everywhere else. So you should do that. Goodness gracious. Didn't Alabama jump Notre Dame because of their improved running game? -3 versus Georgia, negative versus Oklahoma. Gutsy fourth down plays. Speak on Alabama. No. Alabama jumped Notre Dame because Notre Dame doesn't have any good wins outside of USC, and Alabama has, Georgia, Tennessee, Vanderbilt. Like, Alabama has... Oh, Missouri. Healthy Missouri is probably almost as good as USC. Tennessee's a little bit worse. Healthy Vandy is similar to USC. Georgia's much better than USC. Alabama has like 4 times the quality wins Notre Dame does. 4 times the quality wins. So that's why. That's literally why. And they deserve to get in over Notre Dame from a resume angle, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. Ideally, Notre Dame doesn't get snubbed and JMU and Tulane are kicked out. And you get Notre Dame probably in, or you get BYU, Vandy, and Texas in instead of Miami. Let me think. Yeah. because BYU, Vandy, and Texas all have better strength of schedule than Miami or Notre Dame. Like in a true strength of schedule, resume determined CFP, I don't even think Notre Dame or Miami make it. Same with the G5 teams. You kick Miami and the G5 teams out, and you bring in BYU, Texas, and Vandy. The playoff would be better. Tougher strength of schedules and out-of-conference games would be rewarded. Notre Dame and Miami would be furious, but it is what it is. I did watch that Georgia-Alabama game. I did. It was awful. That was an awful game, and there's no doubt Notre Dame is the better team, I think, than Alabama. But better in terms of power ratings can only mean so much. We know this. Blowing out inferior competition, especially if you are a finesse offense that gets gobs of big plays, inflates your power rating. So Notre Dame could be a top 5 team, but the schedule and the way they play ball also casts doubts. Where we saw them in their 3 big games, and they won those 3. They had 2 losses by 4 and a win by 10. They won those games by an average of 2 points per game. And none of those teams are better than Ohio State, Georgia, Indiana, or Oregon or Texas Tech, for example. So that's just my opinion. I know my word doesn't matter. The commissioner's an idiot, and I don't think I'm better than a lot of people in the profession at things, but I genuinely do think I could share a better college football playoff ranking system. Genuinely think that way. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I could. The reason why it will never be solved, ultimately, is because a true objective metric would make a lot of it would make a lot of people mad, is what it would do. Because you'd have to schedule tough, and that would put most big-time fan bases in purgatory, because especially in this modern era, scheduling tough usually means you'll suffer more losses, because it's hard to build invincible teams now. Just trying to release a short here. My apologies for the lack of talking. I also heard, again, I already mentioned Notre Dame's pretty high in computer rankings. I don't care. It's strength of schedule. Strength of schedule. That triumphs power ratings in getting into the playoffs. Power ratings triumph strength of schedule in terms of choosing who beats who. Oh, by the way, you guys should buy a College Football with Sam mug off the merch store in the description. It's really good stuff. All right. When will this half start? That is the great philosophical question. Because I know people want it. That's why the viewers keep going up and down. It's because people want the half to begin. I know you all do. But it's just not starting yet. It's just not starting yet. There we go. There we go. There. Okay, let me read the chat a little bit more. Yeah, I agree. Tulane and JMU shouldn't be in the field. Why? Why should they be? And the third quarter is here. Awesome. Just as I'm about to upload this final short, then we'll get back to it. Awesome stuff. Awesome, awesome stuff. Alrighty. These stats are reversed from the first game. Yes. Alabama is winning the turnover battle. They can't put any offense together, and yet they're in this game despite being on the road. Oklahoma kicks it off. Alabama is going to receive out of half, and they will get it 1st and 10 at their own 25. Let's see what Alabama does coming out of the half. Simpson looks locked in and confident. I wonder if Alabama's going to try to go with the run despite abandoning it earlier. They're in a heavy formation here. Nope, play action, rollout, dump off, and Alabama picks up a 1st down, but might have fumbled it. They said he was down, but Oklahoma picks up the football just in case it is a fumble. Yep, Jeremy Bernard. I think the ball popped out. Yeah, that was down. He was down. Jeremy Bernard was down. It was a nice catch, nice 1st down. Alabama has early momentum at their own 37. Simpson, quick pass, shoves Isaiah Horton out for about a gain of 4. So Simpson now is, 11 of 18 for 119 yards. Really getting it together. 2nd and 6 from the 41. Daniel Hill to the left of Ty Simpson. Changing the play. They motion Caleb Edwards, true freshman tight end, to the left-hand side of the O-line, helping out Caden Proctor, the left tackle. Simpson is protected. and overthrows his man, Isaiah Horton. It'll be 3rd and 6. He was facing pressure from Oklahoma's Marvin Jones Jr. No, R. Mason Thomas, pardon me, who was lining up on the left side against Proctor. Beat him, too. 3rd and 6. They bring back in Jam Miller. Oklahoma looks like they might be sending anywhere from 4 to 6 guys. Play clock's down to 4, 2, 1. There was a false start on Proctor there. But there is a flag. I think they got Proctor for the false start. Yeah. Proctor jumped little early. Yup, they got him. He jumped a little early. They were trying to rush the play. Now it's going to be 3rd and 11. Potentially huge stop for an Oklahoma defense that really needs it. Just a little early. Just a smidge early. Miller is back in there. Oklahoma does send a blitz. Can it get home? Yeah, it does not get home, but Ryan Williams could not hold on to that ball. He would have converted it if he could, but it was a little high from Simpson to the right-hand side of the field at around the 40. It's dropped, and Oklahoma forces a punt. I'm honestly impressed with how Alabama has fought ever since that bad start. They've really rebounded in a major way. If this game reminds me of any game from last year's playoff, it's Penn State versus Notre Dame, where Penn State got out to that 10-point lead and it felt like they were just going to control Notre Dame. But then Notre Dame fought back, and they ended up winning. Wonder if we're going to see that here, but Oklahoma gets the football back. John Mateer has a chance to come out and score Oklahoma's first points since 10:51 in the second quarter. Hit a commercial break. And with that commercial break, I'm going to finish. I'm going to finish I'm going to finish uploading this short. That's what I'm going to do. Oh, feet are beginning to get sore. Glad I don't have to stand for several hours tomorrow. Super happy about that. Just have to stand for another 3.5, another 4. I do like this though. This has been a fun stream, guys. So thank you again for making this a really fun, enjoyable experience. How would you grade Alabama's offensive line? Asks someone in the chat. I would grade it right now as... I would grade it, like, poorly. But it's not horrible. It's just not living up to its talent at all. But by no means is that unit living up to its talent. By no means. So... Okay, game is back on. Perfect. Let's try to get to 100 likes by the end of the stream, guys. Like, subscribe, send in a super chat if you can. Really appreciate all your support. Now let's get back to it. Okay, so Mateer is in there. They're going to hand it off to Blaylock. Tory Blaylock gets about a gain of 5, maybe 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5. Yep, rule it 2nd and 6. Oklahoma has decisively won the rushing battle, but they do not have the potency or talent in the pass attack that Alabama does. Nor are they facing Oklahoma's facing a better secondary than Alabama is. Alabama has a better secondary than Oklahoma. That is a risky pass. Nakai Hill-Green nearly picked that one off. It's going to be 3rd and 6. Seems like both defenses have really settled in, and the only reason this game is tied is because of the Alabama pick 6 and Oklahoma dropping that punt. This really feels like a game that, if not for those mistakes, it could be 17-7 at the end of the game, despite the fireworks in that first half. Mateer in the backfield by himself. Steps back under pressure, and it's dropped. Satania could not hold on to it. It was behind him. So Oklahoma has a 3 and out. Just if not for the throw behind his guy, that could have been a first down. Just a key error there by John Mateer. Good punt. Really good punt. And even better return. Oh, flag comes out. And that's going to be another disastrous personal foul on Oklahoma. Yep, that's late hit out of bounds. 8-yard return to the Alabama 25. It's now going to be 1st and 10 on the Alabama 40. Foul on Taylor Ween, I think. Yep. This can't be doing that. It's just it's been costly mistake for costly mistake for Oklahoma tonight. They've had worse penalties, few key personal fouls. They have had that pick 6, some key turnovers. It's not a game of fireworks. It's not what I was saying. I was saying in that first half it was. In like with the interception for 50 yards, with some of the big plays that Oklahoma was able to generate. This is, I mean, fireworks is probably an inaccurate way of saying it, but it's higher scoring than people expected it to be given the offenses involved. That's a better way of phrasing it. Who do you think is going to score next, and who do you think is going to win? Let me know down below. Very curious to see where you guys think this game is heading, because it's now a total toss-up. Like anyone can win this. Anyone can win this game. Oklahoma wins. See a few responses there. Bama has momentum. See someone taking Bama there. Bama scores next and wins. Seems like people view that Alabama with the momentum is going to eke this one out. We'll see if that's the case. They are going to try to run it. And, oh my gosh, Daniel Hill had a big run there on the toss. Was nicely blocked on that toss. Hill was able to get through the second level and get to midfield, and he went all the way to the 32. Yeah, they mark him down at the 30, actually. 29-yard run. That was an explosive play right there. Now Oklahoma, all the momentum is in their favor. Just that's crazy how that works after that 17-0 start by Oklahoma. Alabama said all the momentum go their way. Simpson going to pass it. He overshot his man, Brooks, number 17. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. Both quarterbacks now having a little bit of, errant throws here and there. De'Aaron Hill, who just had that 29-yard run, is still in the game. Oklahoma has 6 guys in the box. Alabama will not run it. They are playing a zone coverage. And it is a catch for a touchdown by Brooks, who's having a breakout game. 23-17. Nice throw by Simpson for a 30-yard receiving touchdown. And Alabama has scored here with all of the momentum. That's the weakness of Oklahoma, is they leave those DBs on islands. And the pressure just could not get home in time enough to stop Simpson from connecting with his true freshman receiver. That was a 3-play, 60-yard drive. And now Alabama has all the momentum in the world. Unreal. Wow. Think about that. 17-0 run for OU, followed by a 24-0 run by Alabama. That is insanity. That's crazy. If you're Oklahoma, you need a touchdown here, because I think Alabama's started to figure out your defense a little bit. You had those 3-and-outs early, and now Alabama's really, starting to get involved here. Wow. Whew. 11:21 left in the third quarter. We got a lot of game left, guys. And I don't think Oklahoma is all of a sudden just going to die here. They got too much to fight for and too much talent. Wouldn't be shocked to see them drive down and cash in their own score. Oklahoma's just going to let this one touch back. Earlier in this game, we had Oklahoma with an 89.1% chance to win. Per ESPN's FPI at around the 10-minute mark in the second quarter. Around 10-minute mark in the third quarter, and Alabama's a 72.6% chance to win. Total shift in momentum since that last Oklahoma touchdown. What Oklahoma needs to do now is go on a long drive with multiple first downs, give that defense a bit of a breather, give the team a bit of a breather, and regain the momentum and set the edge here. Mateer, under pressure, gets dropped. Keon Keeley, number 31, in with the pressure. That's a loss of 7. It's going to be 2nd and 17. Wow. Just nothing open there. That blew up very quickly. Mateer dropping back. He's going to get pressured and sacked again. Keon Keeley was in there again, along with number, I believe, I think 9. Yeah, number 90, London Simmons, true freshman nose tackle. And it's going to be 3rd and 22 for Oklahoma now. Not being able to protect Mateer there, Oklahoma has just totally collapsed. Alabama only sends 3. Mateer is going to dump it off. And Blaylock is able to get back to a respectable, I believe, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Picks up a gain of 12. Oklahoma will send out the punting team and will have to rely on their defense once again to keep this a close game. Wow. That's just... Oof. This is getting ugly for Oklahoma now. And Alabama set up with good field position once more. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 39. Believe we're at a commercial break now. Yes. Yes, we are. I think. Yep. Oh boy. Did any of you expect this to happen? Yeah, this is quite the turnaround. I'm kind of speechless here with how that's going. Yeah, Max, the comebacks caught me by surprise too. But Alabama, they finally figured some things out. They finally have. And Alabama's figured out some things defensively too. Wow. Wow. Came here because my local radio affiliate seems to be down. Well, thank you, Gorilla Suplex, for joining us in this chat. Oklahoma still has a chance here, though. Game ain't over yet. Game's not over yet. May feel like it is, but we've already seen one big momentum swing. We might be able to see another soon. All right, everyone. We're back. 9:26 left in the third quarter. It's 24-26 left in the game. 24-17 Alabama. And the Crimson Tide have the football back at their own 38. Oklahoma's defense has got to get a stop here. This is why Venables is calling plays. Instead, they're gonna direct run with Simpson. That's a weird play call. That gets snuffed out quickly. That's either a loss or he just got back to the line of scrimmage. It feels like a 1-yard loss or a, play where he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. That run spurred their first drive. Nothing happened there. Oklahoma snuffed that one out very quickly. It's now 2nd and 10 from their own 37.5-yard line. Will Oklahoma bring pressure? No, they're just going to send 4. And they are able to make it a 3rd and 1 situation, or a third, not a 3rd and 1, actually. I think it's a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 situation. What I wonder is if Alabama's going to run it here. Or can they, though? Can they? Yeah, no, they're not going to try. Unless it's a Simpson quarterback run up the middle. Yeah, they're not going to try that. Okay, it's just going to be a quick pass. Everything's covered, though. Simpson has to let the routes develop. He's found someone wide open. Wow, that was a... Wow. Guys, there is a flag. I'm assuming it's going to be holding. It's either holding or PI, but the flag is back there, so I'm assuming it's going to be holding. It's either going to be holding or roughing the passer. Oh, holding on OU's defense. Oh my goodness. That was still a wonderful play, though, in the secondary by Kendall Daniels. The cheat defensive back was like a DB safety linebacker hybrid, breaking up that pass from Ty Simpson. He was intending to go to Jeremy Bernard. It's a wonderful play. But yeah, there was holding there. I can see it on the screen on the replay. So, consequentially, Alabama has it 1st and 10 from the 45. They are going to try to run it. Daniel Hill gets nothing. Gets maybe 1. And that was with a light box, too. Alabama does not do a good job creating holes. They do not do a good job getting momentum. Oh, number 5 didn't even deflect it. I'm sorry. Horton just didn't catch it. It went right through, or Bernard just didn't catch it. Went right through Bernard's hands. Number 5 didn't even do anything for OU. It's just a bad play by 5 that was compensated for by a hold from Oklahoma. They're going to try to run it again? No, but Oklahoma's going to try to bring pressure. They get it out to Horton to about the 40, maybe 39. So it'll be 3rd and meat, like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. This is definitely 4th down territory for Alabama. Like, their kicker can't make it from this. They don't have a mega kicker. This is a go-for-it situation, or you punt to pin them deep if you don't gain any yardage. But if you're Oklahoma, you need a stop. A defensive play, like an interception, a fumble, a big sack. You need something to stop the bleeding. Something. Anything. Simpson, he has space to run. He's going to take off. He's going to pick up the 1st down and more. He gets out to the 26-yard line of Oklahoma. First down, very close to the red zone. Just good pass blocking by the O-line. And Oklahoma only sent 3. And by sending 3, he had a numbers advantage and could just take off. And looked like OU was either in a half-man coverage or in full-on man coverage. Because he got down that field quickly and no one was watching him. 6 minutes left in the third. OU's defense, I imagine, has got to be pretty tired here. OU does send pressure. They do get it out for a gain of 4, so it's going to be 2nd and 6 at the 22. Alabama's got an 85.5% chance to win this thing, guys. It feels like if they get a touchdown here, they're going to run away with it. That's kind of crazy. Simpson, under pressure. He throws it, and it's dropped. Threw it to his check down route. That was number 81, Caleb Edwards, the true freshman tight end. He just dropped it. And Kalen DeBoer wants a roughing the passer call, but he's not going to get it. Another huge third down for Oklahoma's defense. I mean, giving up a field goal would be bad enough, but I don't think you can give up a touchdown here for sure. They are going to run it and not get much. 4th down. They only gained about a yard, so they'll come out and try to kick a field goal. This will be a 42-yarder from Connor Talty. To make it 27-17 if it's good. $40-yarder, not 42, my apologies. It's a 40-yarder. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. It's going to be 27-17. The bleeding continues, though slower. 27-0 run for the Crimson Tide. Oklahoma will get the football back with just under 20 minutes left in the game. Bless me. Alabama might win this game by double digits with only like 200-something yards of offense. All because of the pick six, the muffed punt, and Alabama constantly getting good field position. The live betting line for Alabama, though, is only 6.5. So I got a feeling that, Oklahoma's still in this thing if they score here. If they don't, your opportunities keep shrinking and shrinking, and just things aren't going to end well. But Alabama's had 3 sacks, and they've had 3 additional TFLs. Oklahoma's just had 2 sacks and no additional TFLs. Alabama's also had the pick. Alabama has punted the ball better. Alabama's made both of their field goals. Alabama's had some pretty quality punt returns. And they've actually ran the football better now. Like, even factoring in sacks, they've ran it slightly better. And ever since that final Oklahoma touchdown, they've been passing the football better too. So They look like the better team in all angles, all aspects of the game. That's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And Alabama's catching up in TOP too. So ever since that first quarter, Oklahoma's defense has been on the field more than Alabama's defense. Again, if you're Oklahoma, you probably want a drive that ends the third quarter with a touchdown. You go in the fourth down 27-24. Give your defense a bit of a rest, get you back in the game, get the crowd back in the game. In hindsight, one thing I think I got wrong was that Alabama really statistically dominated Oklahoma the first time. They just missed field goals and threw a pick six. And if you take those away, Alabama wins that game by double digits. So that's probably one thing I missed, is that the first result was flukish in Oklahoma's favor. And yeah, because I wasn't confident Oklahoma would win by more than like a field goal or a touchdown, but I was fairly confident OU would win given the point spread. And now it looks like Alabama might run away with this thing by 3 scores. $27-0 run for Alabama. It's all in John Mateer's hands. He's probably going to come back next year, but you want to win this game now in front of your fans in Norman, Oklahoma. You've been blessed with a first-round playoff game. Mateer is going to take off. He's going to dive. He's going to pick up about a gain of 7 or 8. OU's going no huddle. 2nd and 3. Got Troy Blaylock in the backfield. Jaron Kanak as well in the shotgun. No, now it's pistol. Mateer is going to go on a designed quarterback run, and he falls, trips down. It's going to be a 3rd down. They're probably going to try to run him again just to pick up the 3rd down. Jefferson and Faga were in on the stop. Third and 1 from the OU 34. I wonder if Alabama's going to try to sell out to stop the run here. Yeah, looks like they are. I mean, they got everyone in the box right there. And Oklahoma's going big. A lot of tight ends. Yup, Mateer got it. Barely, but he got it. He got past the 35 and a half. He picked up the first down. So OU gets their first down in a minute. That's helpful. That'll give the defense a bit of a rest. Get more clock, more possession. But what you got to do now is you got to make sure you can actually cash in some points and preferably a touchdown. They're going to try to toss it to Xavier Robinson. Robinson is able to get about a gain of 3. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Little toss to the right-hand side of the field. Trying to establish that run that has not been potent for either team. Alabama's actually had the more explosive rushing attack. And it looks like they are trying to, keep that defense off the field. They are going to hand it off to Blaylock, and Blaylock actually gets through and gets close to a first down. That's a gain of 5, maybe 6. It's going to be 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Nice run up the middle. You had right there Febechi Naweu, the center. You had Ryan Fadji, freshman guard, that got a lot of push. That was a really good run up the middle. This is 4th down territory, too. You're past your 40. You really need a first down. Like, you need to get points, and you need a touchdown here. You got to get points. You cannot punt. And I would argue you got to trust your QB run game, but they're not going to. Mateer, instead, wow, he fit that in a tight window, and it was caught by Blaylock. That was a risky throw, but it pays off, converting another first down. And now Oklahoma might have some juice back. That was a kind of weird rollout trick play. And number 2, Zabian Brown could have had another interception, but Blaylock was able to steal that one and convert. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 48, their own 48. So they got 52 yards to go to get a score. Mateer, it's going to be a fake play that goes for no gain. Another QB run, 2nd and 10. And just to think about that earlier play where he tries to throw it instead of taking off for that run to pick it up and convert it. Just thinking about that. They're going to wind this clock down, and that's going to end the third quarter. And again, if that doesn't happen, this game's probably tied or Oklahoma's leading. If that play doesn't happen. That is going to be the play ultimately, along with the dropped punt after that, that's going to decide this game. Because that right there was probably a 10-point swing. And what's the lead right now? It's 10 points with Oklahoma driving. So, wow. I mean, OU has a 60-yard advantage. They have a 10-minute possession advantage. They're 7 of 13 on 3rd down. Alabama's 2 of 9. Alabama's 1 of 1 on 4th down. A lot of these key stats are fake because Alabama's leading by 10. My early thoughts on the Rose Bowl are the spread is going to be Indiana favored, but probably not by much. They'd be favored by a little over a touchdown against OU, maybe even close to double digits. They'd be favored by just under a touchdown against Alabama. I think Indiana beats either of these teams. I think Indiana's defense does pretty well against both these offenses. I think that Indiana's offense does a pretty good job against Alabama's defense. So I think that Indiana would beat either of these two teams as for what I'm seeing right now. I am very impressed with Alabama's comeback though. But as compared to the previous analysis that I was joking about, where, oh, maybe DeBoer is going to Michigan, I don't know if he will with this possible 10-point lead. You think Indiana can run it over 100 on either of these? They would for sure run it for over 100 against Alabama. Against Oklahoma, I would be skeptical about that. But against Alabama, yes, they'd run for over 100. Wow. Again, just like what a collapse. I can't even describe it. What a collapse. What's going to be interesting here is if Oklahoma can get a touchdown and then they force an Alabama 3-and-out or another Alabama field goal, and then it's a one-possession game again. And the game is back. 2nd and 10 for Oklahoma at their own 48. It's do or die time, too. This is 4th down territory. They've had to use Mateer's legs quite a bit here. Oklahoma has not scored a point in 25 minutes of gameplay. Does that change? We're about to find out. 2nd and 10 for Oklahoma. Got to get a touchdown here. Alabama has no deep safeties, at least from the initial look. And they're going to send an all-out blitz. Mateer steps up in the pocket, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Jaron Kanak, but a flag is thrown late. That's going to be PI on Justin Jefferson, I believe. Or it's going to be on number 12 for Alabama, that being Xavier Mincy. Yep, pass interference. Well, that changes things because now Oklahoma's definitely in field goal range. And yeah, that was PI. He basically dragged him down. Number 18 did. I think that's Bray Hubbard. Yes, Bray Hubbard. That leader of the secondary. 14:55. If Oklahoma can score quickly here, they have more than a shot in this game. And Villanova beat Wisconsin in men's basketball. Doesn't really matter. Mateer steps up in the pocket, delivers. He's got a touchdown to Deion Burks. Sooners score. 35-yard reception. That again, 37-yard reception. It was another in route, I believe, or it was either an in route or a post. I believe it was a post route where, like, it's just found a hole in the defense, and Oklahoma scores, and they're back in it. Wow. They needed that. 5-minute drive, too. That was the exact drive they needed. End the third quarter, 27-24. And they got the big play to juice up the crowd. Defense is rested. You're back in it with a one-possession game, and now you can rely on your defense to try to get you off the field. Big play. Yeah, that was an in. The post was covered. The in route was not. Yeah. And who was that? I forget who that was. Deontay Lawson, the Will linebacker, was just late enough to prevent that. Like, if he was earlier on that throw or Mateer was later, that could have been a pick or a batted ball, but Mateer threw the perfect ball. Lawson was late, and the in route that was only meant to be really 15, 20 yards was a 37-yard score. That was a really good throw by Mateer. And again, talk about Deion Burks. He has made key catch after key catch. He's 6 receptions, 105 yards. This is his best game since Michigan. And it's a better game than Michigan because he's playing a better secondary. This is the best game of his season. And it's all coming at the right time. And now all the pressure's back on Alabama because for the first time, Oklahoma's they've broken through and they've given their defense rest and the crowd is back in it. 27-24. And the dangerous thing about Alabama, too, is they can't run. So Alabama's game control is predicated on them being successful with a one-dimensional offense. You never want to be in that position. And it's harder to have game control with a one-dimensional passing offense than a one-dimensional rushing offense. They try to run it there with Jam Miller, and nothing happens. It's a gain of 0. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Alabama. Maybe 2nd and 9. If we can get to 100 likes before this stream is over, that would be awesome, guys. Please do that. They keep Miller in the game. Light box, about, like, really 5. Okay, now they shift in because Alabama's trying to change the play. They're going for a tight formation there. About 5, 6 guys in the box. Oh, there was a false start on 75, man. Was that a catch? Yes, it was. By Isaiah Horton. I think the right tackle had a false start, but they're not going to call that. Looked like he moved a little bit early. Yup, just number 1. Isaiah Horton beat Eli Bowen. The corner. Perfect throw, perfect catch. Alabama has it inside the 40. And they have the momentum back. They're going to try to hand it off to Jam Miller, and Jam Miller is tackled behind the line of scrimmage or right at it. Another first down run that puts Alabama behind the chains. It was a beautiful throw. 2nd and 10. Call it 2nd and 10. They can't run the ball here. (27-7) run since the 17-0 OU run. Alabama still in control. We'd preferably get a touchdown here. They are going to pitch it to Jam Miller, and that just goes nowhere. And he may have fumbled it, but I think he recovered. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, looks like they recovered it. Yep, they're going to list it 3rd down. They forced a fumble. Ball did come out, but it's going to be 3rd and long. Might they review it? Doesn't look like it, but it is a loss. It's 3rd and 11. And if they say they have an incomplete pass here, they're going to have to punt, or they're going to go for it. But it's just not a good situation for Alabama, like a poor sequence of play calls there. You can't run. You know you can't run, and you have everything working for you. Okay, Oklahoma's going to bring some sim pressure. They're going to get Simpson, and Simpson gets sacked. That's the exact play that Oklahoma needed, and that was Heineke. The linebacker, Owen Heineke. Backup Will, and it's 4th down. What a bad series of play calls there. You are passing the football. Your wide receivers are beating their corners one-on-one. And instead of going to your best weapons and relying on your O-line strength, which is, pass blocking, you try to run the football when you don't have speed at back, when your line isn't dominant enough to like get down the field and run blocking, and now you got to punt. And OU has like literally all the momentum now. And that punt goes out just inside the 10. So Oklahoma will have poor field position, but they will have the ball regardless. Momentum in favor of the Sooners here. Thank you guys for staying on, by the way. Really appreciate it. Yeah, now it feels like if OU can... It feels like now if OU can run Mateer 5 times on this drive, they'll win. If they can find a way to not have too many negative plays. Because now OU, on that drive alone, had 2 TFLs, one of which was a sack. So, that's a big deal. They've matched Alabama in sacks. They've been getting pressure. And as someone in the chat mentioned, Mateer is out-dueling Simpson. He is. He's having a better game. Like that one pick could be why Oklahoma loses, but outside of that, Mateer, I think, has had an equal or better game than Simpson. Just so many momentum swings here. Live betting is now down to Alabama minus 2.5. So the expectation here is essentially telling you they probably think Oklahoma at least gets one more something. If any of you have any other super chats to send me, I'm pretty much going to be locked in for the rest of the game. Probably on breaks now I'll be texting my graphic designers to like see if they're making anything. Okay. Oh. Wow. What a game it's been so far. Like that is this is phenomenal, guys. I mean, this is what the college football playoff is all about. This is a big game. It's a close game. It's had momentum swings. It's gone back and forth. Now Oklahoma has the ball with a chance to go on a long drive and possibly win. This is what the CFP is all about, man. Oklahoma has it at their own 7. Can't make a mistake here if you're OU. Probably can't even punt the football back. They're going to run it with Mateer. Mateer gets probably 2 yards. So 2nd and 8, maybe 2nd and... Oh, they're going to list it at like 2nd and 9. Yep, 2nd and 9. It's like 2nd and 8.5. You don't necessarily have to score here. There's still plenty of time left, and you have 3 timeouts. But you probably want to at least get a few yards here and like not have bad field position. Alabama, are they going to send all 7 or are they going to back out? Yeah, they're going to back out. They're running counter with Blaylock, and Blaylock gets a gain of probably 5. Yeah, 5. He gets a gain of 5. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 at their own 12 or 13 yard line. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. They're at least out of their own end zone, and it's a reasonable down. And there's going to be a false start, I think. Though we'll see. Maybe it's offsides. But I imagine it is. Yup, false start in Oklahoma. Oof, that's painful. That is painful. Yep, so it's going to be 3rd and 5, 3rd and 9. Okay, we got a super chat here. We're going to answer that after. Third and 9. What does Oklahoma and John Mateer do? Looks like Alabama's going to send pressure. They will, but it's picked up well. Ball's batted at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 9. So you're going to punt. Now, quickly we'll read this super chat while they're organizing that. Okay, Blase XP, thank you for the $2 super chat. Do you think a G5 team will ever win a playoff game? No, not with how the current college football rules are constructed. No, I do not think that. Thank you for the $2. I really appreciate it. Oklahoma will have to punt this ball away. That was a really bad punt. Alabama's going to have it 1st and 10 at the Oklahoma 35. It's just been, Oklahoma's had the worst special teams night. That's why Alabama's winning, honestly. Otherwise, I imagine it'd be tied or Oklahoma would maybe be winning by a little bit. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Oklahoma, for Alabama at the 35. That's nuts. I mean, hey, Oklahoma's at least back in the game if you're a Sooner, but now your defense has to guard 35 yards from Alabama. They have to. They're going to try to run it again. They will, but Daniel Hill actually picks up some yards, gets 6, so it's going to be 2nd and 4. They got a good push there on the O-line that time. Might they try to run it again? They're going to rule it a catch. That was a deep pass to number 5 for Alabama, but I don't know if the ball survived the ground. Jeremy Bernard caught that and had possession, but as he got wrestled down, yeah, that's a catch. He had multiple feet with the ball down after contact. It's 1st and goal for Alabama. They run it with Daniel Hill. Daniel Hill picks up basically nothing. It's 2nd and goal with 8 minutes left. Need to hold them to a field goal if you're Oklahoma. For Alabama here, a touchdown pretty much seals the deal, I think. And Alabama's just going to milk that clock. And you should. Oklahoma can't move the football quickly. They can't move it within 2 minutes. Oklahoma at this point is going to have two drives left. 2 drives. Which means they're going to have to score. Okay, I think Alabama just took... Yep, they took a timeout. They want to make sure they can punch it in here. Oh, wow. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be good with, Yeah, tomorrow's going to be elite with Miami A&M. I think Miami wins that game, but I could very easily be wrong. Oh. What are your guys' predictions for tomorrow's games? I have Miami, Ole Miss, and Oregon winning. That's who I have winning. Second and goal at the 6 for Alabama. Two proud blue blood programs who've rarely faced off before. Last time they faced off was in 2018 in the postseason. Before that, faced off in 2013. They faced off recently, 2024 and 2025 in the regular season. Both were Oklahoma victories. Both postseason, or the most recent postseason appearance in this matchup was an Alabama victory between Lincoln Riley and Nick Saban. Okay, they're going to try to run the football again, and Hill gets in the end zone for an Alabama touchdown. Got good push on the O-line, and that's that. At this point, if you're Oklahoma, you're going to have to find some way, somehow, to be able to, score quickly. Wow. That's amazing. Like, just seeing whatchamacallit. Seeing Alabama run for like more than 6 yards just shocks me because their rushing offense is truly dreadful. It's an awful rushing offense, but good for Daniel Hill, like having really two big runs today, that 29-yarder and that 6-yarder, where a lot of that was him. A lot of that. Good for him, man. And it's 34-24. If you're Oklahoma now, what you got to do is you got to score probably in a 4-minute drive, 3-minute drive, and hope and pray that you can, get the ball back. This has been a really good game, though. It should be over. When you're on a 34-7 run in a game, it should be over. But this one, I'm not going to say it's quite over until it is, with how many momentum swings we've had. But what a run by Daniel Hill. What a run. Oklahoma's going to just fair catch this in the end zone. They're going to come out. And it's going to be John Mateer, Isaiah Satenia, Deion Burks. And we're going to see if this team can score quickly, or if they can, score at all and try to get the football back. Mateer is in with Blaylock. Jaron Kanak is in the game. Satania and Burks both on the field. They're obviously passing. Almost picked off there. I think that was Keon Keeley. Yes, it was. He almost picked that off. He got a paw on it. Going to be 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Oklahoma's still outgained Alabama in total yardage. That's the insane part of all of this. But it's been all those short fields. All those short fields for Alabama. Quick pass. To Deion Burks. It's going to be 3rd down and long. This is 4th down territory, by the way. Probably. If you get it close enough. Obviously, if it's like 4th and very long, you probably punt it and hope for a 3 and out. But if you get this anywhere like 4th and 4, 4th and 3, you go for it. 34-24 tied. They've been on a very dominant run. Very dominant run. And Mateer is going to take the sack. That's game. They get him back inside the 20. And down goes the Sooners. Oklahoma's going to punt with 6 minutes left. And they're going to have to hope for an amazing defensive play. Number 17 for Alabama got in there. Number 17 being for Alabama. Trying to find it here. Can't find the name. And Alabama's going to try to return this one. Once again, good field position, but they probably have a penalty there for some type of block in the back. So that this will be the first time Alabama doesn't have awesome field position. Wow. Wow. What a game. .554 or 5:55 left. If you're Oklahoma, best case scenario, you're getting this ball back with like three and a half minutes left, approximately. Yeah, right. 120. Yeah, you're getting the ball back with like 3.5 minutes, and then you just got to hope that you score right as the 2-minute warning hits or right beforehand, and then get a stop. What Alabama player is hurt badly? Just curious. I hope he's okay. Injuries really do, like, suck. Just trying to prepare stuff for my instant reaction. I'll make that as a video because that'll actually get monetized and it will get into the algorithm. A live video would too, but I think a quick 10-minute instant reaction would do better. Alrighty. So, 5:55 left. If you're Alabama, all you really need to do to put this one away is just get one first down. It's kind of all you need to do. Do that, and the game's over. Not much of a gain there. They do keep it on the ground with Daniel Hill, who had that touchdown. Second and 8. Oklahoma takes their first timeout. Wow. It's still unbelievable. Totally unbelievable how this game panned out. So unbelievable. Wow. But you know what? Like, again, as I mentioned earlier, Alabama is like, how do I put this? They're probably they're the better team, and they were in that first game. Second and 8 from the 32. They're going to run it again with Hill keeping it on the ground. I almost thought he fumbled there for a minute, but he didn't. He just gained 2 again. It's going to be 3rd and 6. And Oklahoma takes their second timeout. Now, again, if you're Alabama, you get a first down from here, you win. Crowd's into it. They're desperate. They know if Alabama gets a first down here, the game's basically over, just because it's a 2-score game. Third and 5. They got Daniel Hill in there still. They are going to try to pass it to end it, and Simpson is going to take a sack. And I think Oklahoma's going to save that timeout. Yes, they are. So Oklahoma's going to get the football back with just like 4 minutes, 45 seconds left. It's going to be 4th and 16. We'll see what Alabama does in the punting department. We'll see. It's going to be an okay punt. They're going to have it at their own 37, 38-yard line, Oklahoma will, with 5 minutes left exactly. What they got to do, they basically have 2 timeouts with that 2-minute warning. They got to score somewhere in between 4 minutes, 3 minutes, have that much time left. Then get the ball back with 2 minutes left and hope for a chance at a field goal. You want to score the touchdown here so you don't have to drive that long to get, yeah. You all get what I'm saying. First and 10, 5 minutes. Mateer steps back, rolls out, and he's just going to throw it away. No one open there. Second and 10, Mateer steps back, hits Kanak over the middle. Kanak is going to pick up probably a gain of 5, I would say. Yeah, gain of 5. Or maybe 6. So it's going to be 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. 4th down territory. Mateer. Again. Over the middle. And I think they're going to rule it a fumble. It's either a fumble or an incomplete pass. I think it's incomplete. They're probably going to rule it a fumble and then see if they can overturn it. I think they're actually going to rule it incomplete. Let's see. Nope, they're going to rule it a fumble. And that's ball game, but they might overturn it. It's probably still ball game either way. We'll just have to see. Yeah, that's incomplete. I think they're going to rule that incomplete. That would be my guess. Don't know for sure, but that is going to be my guess. It's going to be 4th and 5. That's going to be the game. Wow. Wow. Again, what a collapse. Yep, they're going to rule it. It's 4th and 5. So they're going to... If they ruled it an incompletion, that's the right call. But this is the game. You don't get this. Barring an epic Alabama collapse, you lose. You go home, and you'll see the crowds empty out. Mateer, they only rush 4. He has all day to throw. Over the middle. It's caught. He has blockers. He gets inside the 20. That's number 11 for Oklahoma. Javani Gibson. He found a hole behind the zone. He was just, sitting there. No one on him. And he gets to about the 20. Mateer gets about a gain of 5. Hitting Blaylock. That was a clutch play. Clutch play by Mateer. Crazy stuff. Mateer, he's going to be taken down in the backfield. But again, the good news is you're going to throw it here. You're going to at least be able to set up a field goal opportunity. You never know what's going to happen. You're at least in a position for a field goal. All right. 3 minutes left. Oklahoma's the 2-minute warning. I think Alabama just took Alabama just took a timeout. Saw something they didn't like, or something along those lines. Yeah, today's been awesome, guys. We're going to break 40,000 viewers. All because of you. We're going to break 40,000 viewers. That was an amazing 4th down play. And again, Oklahoma's outgained Alabama by nearly 100 yards. They've won the TOP battle. They've won the 3rd down conversion battle. They won the 1st down battle. The difference in this game was purely field position, where Alabama averaged 37 yards per punt. Oklahoma averaged like 35.2. Mateer, he's just going to hurl it, and it's incomplete. So they're going to send out the field goal kicking unit. It's going to come down to Tate Sandell. He just had no one open, and he was facing pressure up the middle. Just had to get rid of it. So it's going to be 34-27 or 34-24. Game's not over, but, pretty close to it. Sandell. What? They said he missed it. They said he missed it. Oh my gosh, he missed it. I could have swore he made it. Can they review that? Because I could have swore he made it. But he missed it. They ruled that he missed it. Let me see. I think he made that. No, no, he did. He barely missed it. He barely missed it. It was like just on the outer end of the yellow lines. Wow. Wow, that game's over. That's over. That's it. That's it. Wow. It Alabama special teams won them the day. Alabama special teams won them the day. That's what this was. You could also argue Oklahoma special teams lost them the day. I'm going to start writing my takeaways from the game. Wow. Yeah, that missed field goal, it looked like it went through. Initially. They're talking about it. But it was just close enough where you, like, wow. Oklahoma's going to have 2 minutes to score and then a possible onside kick, but yeah, this game's over, effectively. We'll keep the stream on, but I'm going to mostly focus on preparing for, you know, preparing for the post-game live. So, yeah, are they gonna throw it? Are they gonna throw it to try a? I mean, it really doesn't matter. Yep, they did throw it. Screen pass. But they didn't pick up the first down. Okay. Just lowering my desk a little bit. Wow. That's pretty crazy. pretty crazy. Okay, guys, with that game going how it's like, you know, it's basically over barring an onside kick. I got to prepare for my instant reaction, so I'm going to shut the stream down. If by some miracle Oklahoma comes back, you'll hear about it in my instant reaction video. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. I'm going to see you guys soon. It was a great 3.5 hours with y'all. Bye. Bye-bye.